guys, this is a video on tumbling. Tumbling in CrossFit is actually super useful, and it's very useful for for many reasons, but for one in particular for me, and it's that it teaches your athlete to be able to do a negative press, a negative handstand push-up if you want, with a hollow body, or like trying to achieve that hollow body. And that it's a very powerful value, because usually when we press either like doing a handstand push-up or actually a strict press, what you see is that most athletes lose the relationship of the spine with the pressing, and they just arch that back, and rounding, going to a more hollow position is very hard. And when you're tumbling, you have no other option not to find a hollow at the end, right? And so and it also allows you to work on a negative press. Apart from that, secondary reasons is it's going to allow you to work on a negative press in a very good way. And third, for athletes that are developing a handstand, a free handstand, it's actually an excellent way to make them feel safe. And if an athlete feels safe, it's an athlete that is going to be a little bit more risk averse, and he's gonna try to do better handstands, right? Like he's gonna feel a little bit more relaxed. Usually, not feeling safe gets in the way. So for this, tumbling is very useful for us. Second thing there is we're doing tumbling in the gymnast way, so we're going symmetrically, right? Like we're not doing parkour in which you go to the side, but I invite you to try those, because that tumbling is also very useful, so you should do both, practice both. We're gonna do just symmetrical today. And the last thing is, as I don't know if I said it before, but it's an excellent warm-up exercise. Greg Garrett has said this before many times, and that is because it warms up all your joints. It wakes you up very well, and if you do it enough, it's very aerobic, right? It's like a more complicated burpee if you want. Anyhow, so I'm gonna go through some progressions here. This comes from Carlo Paoli, so make sure that if you want to watch his videos, it's always a good resource. I'll go through some progressions, and let me do one note though. This is for all the coaches out there. Most of athletes, especially the more adult, mature your athlete is, and the scarier this is going to be for them. If they haven't tumbled in 25 years, this might be the scariest thing they have done all year. Honor that fear, don't just dismiss it or laugh it out or anything. Just ask them, are you feeling scared? Yes, okay, tell me what's the biggest fear there. Is it the neck? Is it the back? Is it that you're gonna hurt yourself? Like just honor that and try to talk with them and figure out a way in which they are gonna feel safe. Usually just by talking and by you pointing out what you want from the movement solves the problem. But make sure that like you honor that. Some athletes, you'll find out that they feel scared, but they don't know why, or or they will not verbalize it until you prompt them to say like what you're feeling there is fear. And so yeah, make sure that whenever we're going upside down, that conversation needs to happen with athletes that feel tentative. So now let's go through the progressions. This is the first progression. It's a pike forward roll. So you're gonna stand in your pike push-up position. By the way, these mechanics are gonna transfer through the whole thing. Then you're gonna come into your pike push-up position, and the first thing that you do is you load the shoulders by shifting your way up. So I'm here, now I load, and then I'm gonna do a negative very slow, and when I get very close, when I get very close to the wall, I tuck my head in, and then I go down. You'll see that I'm gonna be making contact to the ground with this part, not with this part. With fearful athletes, as soon as you explain them that, and of course use a mat, don't be an animal like I am being without a mat, but as soon as you explain them that, they will feel safe. Some athletes might need to have a little bit of height for this, so sometimes using a bench will be helpful. Ask them just to have knees on bench, right? And same thing, right? So
This is a little bit trickier, but you can still do it. It's easier for them, right? So, very slow negative, tuck the elbow in, and slow and control. That is it. Option number 1. Good. Option number 2. If your athlete is already feeling good there and everything is good there, you're gonna ask them to go from the wall back with a pike position, not full handstand, right? So you're gonna be here, like around here, load those shoulders very well, ask them to have a hollow, negative, same thing, right? Negative, and it's at the end that I tuck and I try to make contact with this, not with this, right? This is gonna make contact with the ground, of course, but that is not what's going to receive their wall. Good. That's option number 2. Option number 3, from the handstand. So you're gonna ask your athlete to go to a full bar facing wall facing handstand. This is going to be very challenging for most athletes. That's fine. Same thing, very slow negative. Tuck the head in and then go. That is option number 3. Same mechanics always. Tripod position, head in, slow and control. Good guys, last option here, freestanding handstand. Awesome hollow position. Hold that, ask from your athlete to hold the position just for a second at the top. Slow negative and done. That is it. Give it a try.